If you had told me a week ago that my entire life would change because of a misplaced piece of clothing, I would have laughed. But here I am, standing in the middle of my stepson Ethan's room, my hands shaking as I hold undeniable proof of betrayal. It all started with a simple instinct. My husband, Mark, had been acting differently lately, distant, distracted, his phone always tucked away. I had tried to convince myself it was just work stress or midlife exhaustion, but deep down I felt something wasn't right. Still, I never imagined that the truth would hit so close to home. That afternoon, I was doing some laundry when I noticed Ethan's door was slightly open. He was at a friend's house, and I figured I'd tidy up a bit while he was gone. But as I stepped inside, a small piece of fabric peeking out from under his bed caught my eye. Curious, I reached down and pulled it out, a silky red blouse. But not just any blouse. It was mine. My breath hitched in my throat. I knew this piece of clothing well. I had worn it just a week ago on a dinner date with Mark. How had it ended up here, in my stepson's room? My mind raced with possibilities, each one worse than the last. Maybe it was misplaced while doing laundry. Maybe Ethan had borrowed it for some reason. But as I looked around the room, I spotted something else. A familiar cologne scent lingering in the air, the same one Mark always wore. And then, near the nightstand, I saw it, a single gold cufflink. I stumbled back, my heart pounding. It wasn't Ethan hiding something, it was Mark, my husband. The realization crashed over me like a tidal wave, making my stomach churn. I had been suspicious of Mark's recent behavior, but I had never once imagined this. My husband, my stepson's girlfriend, a secret relationship unfolding under my own roof. The betrayal sliced through me like a knife. I needed to be sure. My fingers trembled as I grabbed Ethan's laptop and opened it. A few clicks later, I found what I feared the most: messages, late-night exchanges, words that made my skin crawl, confessions of stolen moments. And then, the worst part, photos. Proof that my husband had been sneaking around, that he had been breaking not only my trust, but our family's bond. I sat there for what felt like hours, my mind spinning. I had built a life with this man. I had welcomed his son into my home, treated him as my own, and now it was all falling apart in the most twisted way possible. When Mark came home that evening, he greeted me with the same warm smile he always had, but I didn't smile back. I simply handed him the red blouse, the cufflink, and Ethan's laptop. His face drained of color. "We need to talk," I said, my voice steady despite the storm inside me. And just like that, the facade of our perfect life shattered into pieces.